In this video, we are going to discuss on how to solve the derivatives of functions. So we are going to use some theorems. So the first one is the constant rule of differentiation. So according sa theorem na ito, if the function f is equal to c, where c is a constant for all x, then ang derivative daw ng function f is equal to 0. So this is how we are going to write a derivative of the function f. So meron tayong nilalagay na ganitong sign or symbol sa taas ng ating f. Okay, para siyang apostrophe. So it's f prime x. So that is the derivative of the function f. So again, ang sinasabi ng theorem na ito, if our function is constant, the derivative of that function is equal to 0. For example, so let's say ang function natin na x is equal to 5. So ang kanyang derivative ay 0. The next theorem is the power rule of differentiation. So if n is a positive integer, and if the function f is equal to x is a variable here, so x raised to n here is a positive integer. Then, the function f of x equals to x raised to the n power, then ang derivative niyan ay n times x raised to n minus 1. Okay? So, if you're going to observe, yung ating exponent na n ay napunta dito sa numerical coefficient. Andito na siya ngayon sa numerical coefficient. Tapos, ang ating exponent na n ay we will subtract it by 1. Kaya n minus 1. For example, let's say ang given na function natin of f is x raised to the 8th power. So to get the derivative of that, so ang derivative niya ay, so yung 8 natin na exponent, napunta siya ngayon dito sa numerical coefficient. So naging numerical coefficient na siya. And yung 8 na exponent ay we will subtract it by 1. Kaya siya naging 7. Okay, so this is now the derivative of this one. Another example, what if kung negative naman, okay, same yung theorem natin is if negative yung n natin, gagawin natin is katulad lang nito. Okay, ganito pa rin yung gagawin natin. Okay? Although, the end now here is a negative integer. Okay, so, same thing ang gagawin natin kapag negative naman ang integer. Negative integer ang ating exponent. So, our derivative is, so yung negative 8 is naging numerical coefficient. Tapos yung negative 8 na exponent, ima-minus natin by 1. So, negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9. So, this is now the derivative of this one. Next theorem naman is the constant multiple rule of differentiation. So, if f is a function, and c is a constant, and f is the function defined by this, so c times f of x, then the derivative of g is c times the derivative of f of x, or magiging ganyan. Okay, let me give you an example. Okay, so ito yun. Okay, so our c is 5, which is constant, at yung f of x natin is the x raised to the 8th power. At yung g of x natin ay ito. Okay? Okay. Now, basically, so ang sinasabi dito sa theorem, if the function given is my constant, okay, now this one is considered as another function. Okay? So, kaya sinabi dito na c times, this one, c times f of x. So, our c is 5, and our function f is this one. It's another function, whether it's function f, function g, function h, whatever. Basta it's a function. Okay? So, what are we going to do kapag ganito ang ating given? Okay? So, ang gagawin natin is, to get the derivative of this function, huwag natin gagalawin ang ating constant. Okay? So, that is 5. And then, we will get the derivative of x raised to the 8th power. Ngayon, we are going to use the previous theorem, okay, on how to get the derivative of this one. So, according kanina sa diniscuss natin na theorem is that yung 8 na exponent natin is magiging numerical coefficient, and then yung exponent natin na 8 is we will subtract it by 1. So, kaya siya naging 7. Okay? And then after that, since we have two numerical coefficients here, so we have to multiply it. We will multiply it, and so our answer is 40. 5 times 8 is 40. X raised to the 7th power. Now, what if, let's say you don't want to do this, process? Pwede rin shortcut kasi it will give us the same answer. So, if the given is like this, kung saan may constant, and then may katabi siyang a variable with an exponent, no? So, ang gagawin lang natin is, so we will multiply 8 times 5, we will multiply the exponent to the numerical coefficient. So, 8 times 5, that is 40. And then, yung integer na 8, we will subtract it by 1. Kaya siya naging 7. So, that is why, sabi ko kanina, if you don't want to do this, then you can do the shortcut. So, simply multiply the exponent sa ating numerical coefficient, and then subtract the exponent by 1. So, yan. Next naman, what if the given function is like this? Okay? So, meron tayong 4 algebraic terms. Okay? 4 algebraic terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 algebraic terms separated by minus and plus sign. Okay? Now, these terms, they are considered as functions. Okay? Functions. We consider them as functions. Okay? But, if we're going to put them together, so it will create another function. One function. Okay? So, to get the derivative of the function f, we will get the derivative of each of the terms. Okay? Of each of the terms. Kasi nga, we considered it as a function. And so, we considered each of the terms as different functions. Okay? So, we will get the derivative of each. So, kukunin natin ang derivatives nila isa-isa. So, susundin lang natin yung ginawa natin sa ating previous examples, sa ating previous theorems. So, to get the derivative of 7x raised to the 4th power, we simply multiply the integer, the exponent sa numerical coefficient. 4 times 7 is 28. And then, yung 4 na exponent, we will subtract it by 1. Kaya siya naging 3. And then, for this one, again, we are going to multiply 2 times 3, that is 6. And then, 3 minus 1, ima-minus natin ng 1 ang ating exponent, kaya siya naging 2. Okay? And then, of course, we will just follow our mathematical operation here. So, this is minus. Okay? And then, to get the derivative of 8x, ganun din yung gagawin natin. So, ang x natin dito ay may exponent na 1. Okay, so 1 times 8, kaya 8 pa rin. And then, the exponent 1 minus 1, that is 0. So, x raised to 0 is equal to 1. Diba? X raised to 0 is equal to 1. So, 1 yan dito. So, 8 times 1, still, the answer is 8. Now, again, meron tayong shortcut dyan. Okay, meron tayong shortcut. If the given function is 8x, a constant tapos x lang, again, kung ang given function ay number lang or a constant lang and an x, as in x lang, wala siyang, the exponent is 1, automatic naman alam natin that the exponent here is 1. Okay, so kapag ganyan lang ang given ng function, ang derivative niya ay, ang derivative niya ay c. Okay, ang derivative niya ay c. This is only if the given is a constant with x. Okay, so 8x. Example is 8x. So, let's say another example, 4x. So, ang derivative niya ay 4. Okay, 3x. So, ang derivative niya ay 3. Okay, so that is a shortcut. And then, the derivative of a constant is 0. Kaya, hindi na natin nilagay dito because it's automatic na we can remove it, diba? So, this is our final answer for the derivative of this given function. Okay, another theorem. The product rule of differentiation. So, what if ang given function natin, say, function h, so, that is equal to 2x plus 4 times 3x cubed. So, 2x plus 4 is one function, let's say, f of x. Okay, f of x, ito. And then, itong 3x cubed is another function, which is g of x. So, we will treat them as two different functions. Okay, but of course, okay. So, to do this, we are going to use this rule. Okay, kung saan yung first function is ganun pa rin, stay put lang, then multiply it to the derivative of the second function, plus the product of the derivative of the first function times the second function. Okay, so ito yung example natin. So to do or to get the derivative of h, so ganito yung ginawa natin. Yung first function natin, which is ito, 2x plus 4. So ganun pa rin siya, 2x plus 4. Then, we will multiply it to the derivative of the second function. So, we will get the derivative of the second function. Plus, this time, we will get the derivative of the first function, then multiply it to the second function. Okay. So, what did we do? So, yung first function, as is lang siya. Then, yung second function, kukunin natin yung kanyang derivative. So, gagamitin natin yung mga previous theorem. So, kapag ganito daw ang given, we'll just simply multiply the exponent, 3, times 3, multiply natin sa numerical coefficient, 3. So, 3 times 3, that is 9. And then, yung 3 na exponent, ima-minus natin by 1. Kaya siya naging 2. Okay? Then, we can get already the product of this one. Okay? Imu-multiply na natin. Then plus, kunin natin yung derivative ng first function, which is, alam natin that this is 0. Okay, 0 na to siya. And then yung 2x, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, kapag meron tayong ganitong given, 2x lang, 2x, so ang derivative niya is 2. So tinanggal lang natin, kumbaga tinanggal lang natin yung x. So 2 lang, 2. So the derivative of 2x plus 4 is just 2. And then multiply it to the second function, which is 3x cubed. Okay, then kukunin na natin ang kanilang mga products. So, the product of this one is this, 18x cubed plus 36x squared. And then the product of this one is 6x cubed. And then we are going to add. So, final answer is, so the derivative of the function h is 24x cubed plus 36x squared. Okay, so kanina multiplication. This time, division naman. Okay, division. So again, sa division, we will treat the divisor and the dividend as two different functions. So, kaya meron tayong f of x sa taas at g of x naman sa baba. And whatever the answer is, or the quotient, that is equivalent to another function, which is h of x. Okay? So, ganito naman ang rule kapag mag-divide tayo, or we will get the derivative of the quotient. Okay, so ang gagawin natin is, yung dito sa baba, okay, okay, let's say this is the numerator, so this is the, so this is the divisor, I believe this is the divisor, right? So, sa divisor, so since ang nasa baba, ang function is g, so we are going to square g of x. Okay, square natin yung g of x. And then sa taas, sa dividend naman, okay, so yung g of x natin is as is lang, then multiply it to the derivative of f, yung nasa taas, then subtract it sa f of x, sa product ng f of x, and then ng derivative ng g of x. Okay, for example, so ito ang ating given function. So let's say ang ating function ay ito, 2x cubed plus 4, ito yung nasa taas, remember, so that is our f of x. Okay, and then yung nasa baba is x squared plus 1. So this is our g of x. So we will just simply follow the rule. So ito yung binigay sa atin na rule. Okay, so we will follow that. So yung nasa baba, I'm sorry, this should be squared. I'm sorry, ito squared to dapat kasi yun yung given natin, squared. Okay, so yung sa baba, according dito sa rule, we will square it. So, isi-squared natin yan. And then, yung sa taas naman, so again, we identified already na yung sa taas, yan ang ating f. Yung sa baba, ito ang ating g function. Kaya, we will just follow this rule. So, sabi dito, g of x, so ito ang ating g of x, times the derivative of f. So, kunin natin yung derivative ng f. Ito ang ating f. Minus the f, okay, times the derivative of g. Ito naman, kukunin natin ang derivative ng g. Okay. So, kunin natin. So, i-follow natin yung previous theorems kanina on how to get the derivatives of the functions. Okay, so ito, kinuha natin yung derivative. Ito ang ating answer, 6x squared. Okay, yung x squared plus 1, remain lang. Okay, and then, dito naman, remain lang din ang ating f function. Tapos, kinuha natin yung derivative ng g function. Yeah, 2x. Okay, and then, i-evaluate natin So, we multiply. Okay, hindi ko na pinakita dito kung ano yung product nito. So, we will multiply this first, and then we will also multiply this one. And then, whatever the answer is, okay, isa-subtract natin sila. Okay, isa-subtract natin sila. Then, well, eventually, ganito ang naging sagot. Okay, so 2x raised to the 4th power plus 6x squared minus 8x. I'm sorry, this is, yung sa baba, 2 yan, 2. Okay, so x squared plus 1 yan.